Thank you, Prahlad for joining us. I think just to set the background, so Partha Academy of Leadership is one of its kind I would say right now it's an academy, but we are going to be graduated to a school pretty soon. But it's one of a kind amongst the IITs, and a lot of things happening in the academy. We are trying to, uh, you know, um, uh, you know, uh, kind of get the ball rolling with a lot of very important events coming up, especially in the coming few months. International events of very high importance, international importance, not just at the national level, but at the international level. One thing we have been doing for the last few years since its inception is invite guests like you who have kind of seen the world, have done their things, and to share their experience and talk about leadership and their their wisdom in general. And we have been doing this very regularly, I mean religiously, and we have a lot of external participants. This is one event which is open to external participants, because one of the things that the academy tries, or the vision, is not just to impact IIT, but also have external impact the society around. And the main purpose of having these kind of meetings is, with people like you who have done so much for the country and played such an important role in the society. If we can spread your wisdom, then we will be impacting the real grassroots level. So that's the background. Let me quickly introduce you, Prahladji, to the audience. I think everyone, typically what happens is we share the speaker name, and most of our participants, they actually already do the background. But for some who may not have done, let me quickly introduce you to the audience. And unfortunately, today, Partha
Not
has
his
an,
act.
yeah, so Partha has another meeting at 8 o'clock. This is actually really unavoidable. So I will also like Partha to talk. But before that, let me quickly introduce you. So Dr. Ramarao, Prahlada Ramarao, is actually very well decorated personality. He's a Padma Shri awardee, and he has won the National Aeronautical Prize and fellowships in different esteemed scientific societies. And beyond his awards, one of his key contribution is he enjoys influencing the next generation of innovators to push the boundary, and along with embracing sustainability. That is something very important, which I think unfortunately in our country not much importance is given to sustainability, unlike let's say the Western or even some of the more advanced societies, right? So he really is an inspirational figure. Um, he has he has played a leading role in the Defense Research and Development Organization, developing key missile technologies, including the Akash surface-to-air missile, the Integrated Guiding Missile Development Program, the submarine-launched missile system K-15, and the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile. So it goes without mentioning that his technical leadership and expertise actually has benefited India in its strategic abilities. India, with his contribution, he has led from the forefront in developing our defense capabilities. And as I mentioned, his other interest is championing sustainable energy, and he has co-founded high linear technologies. Prahlad, please correct me if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Which is actually doing pioneering work on low energy nuclear reaction research in that. And as a director, he spearheads the efforts and trying to move the country towards towards a more sustainable and energy future. So with this, he's actually a graduate of the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. So a very illustrious background, very person with comes with high pedigree, not only in academia but also played such an important role. And as I mentioned, his the awards that he has been awarded, that itself speaks for his achievement. So welcome, Prahlad to our session, and we would love to hear from you about your experience. And before I would really like Partha to Jetli ji is of course here. Jetli ji will be there throughout the meeting, so he will be talking anyway. But Partha, can you please introduce the academy, our vision, and also welcome Prahlad ji.
Well, thank you, Dr. Nandi. Thank you very much indeed. Your introduction has basically covered everything one could learn about Dr. Ramarao, but Dr. Ramarao, on my behalf from Boston, let me welcome you to this particular session. But as Dr. Nandi has requested me, I would like to offer a little bit of understanding of why we have this academy, what is the source of our inspiration. We do believe, as you may know, in my work around the world, I had the privilege to serve many, many leaders, both at the corporate as well as the government. And as I keep serving them in various corners of the world, I did realize there is a fundamental deficit of very serious order, which I call the deficit of leadership. And I will tell you why. To me, leadership means who are lifting others, not lift themselves, who can influence change with or without titles. So I think that these are the two fundamental components which are kind of missing. There are some exceptional people like you who perhaps celebrates those 2 points, but in general, it's missing. So we thought instead of complaining, we should begin a movement. So we look at what we have started at IIT Kharagpur as a movement to serve the nation, to serve the world. It is not limited only to our country, but it will extend beyond the borders. And in the process, it is our hope that we could also build the brand India, as something from India which is evolving, which will shape the future leadership of the world. So that's the vision, that's the dream. As Prajit has rightly pointed out, since its inception, we have done a couple of things very well. One is this monthly lecture series that we do, where people like yourself, Narayana Murthy, Suresh Prabhu, several international personalities from Japan, from US, from Europe have spoken in this forum from multiple angles, multiple angles. And leadership has got infinite number of angles, as you know, because life is about making a difference. And so this is one thing we are doing. There are a lot we want to do, which we are in the process of organizing. We will have a leadership master's program, certificates for corporates. We would like to touch all the companies and the organizations in the country first and hopefully reach out to the world. Because the other point which I quickly want to touch on, our leadership model that we have is basically a fusion of Western and Eastern concepts, philosophies, from Shintoism, Buddhism, to Aristotle's, to the German philosophers, to the American business schools. We bring them together with the Vedic philosophy at the core. The Vedic philosophy at the core. And Vedic philosophy's meaning is to serve others as there's God in themselves. So leadership to us is about service, about humility, and in the process you make people rise, and in the process people follow you. So that is our mantra. We are trying to promote it. So welcome on behalf of IIT Kharagpur, on behalf of IIT system, because as you know, IIT Kharagpur is the first IIT. This is a platinum jubilee year. So you are speaking on a platinum jubilee year Dr. Ramarao. So we are all the more thrilled. And like you have sent missiles to the sky, we want to also reach out to the skies with your inspiration from you. So thank you very much, Bridget.
Thank you, Partha. Very nice to meet such eminent personalities. Who is who? I think are all here. And of course, I have come to Kharagpur a number of times and given a couple of talks also in IIT Kharagpur. So Kharagpur is a, and we had from the DRDO side a number of projects for which the professors from IIT Kharagpur have contributed, both software side and hardware side. So we have a lot of successful interactions between the DRDO and IIT Kharagpur. And even the current secretary in DST from IIT Kharagpur, I know. Abhay Karandikar also I know. So it's good that we are a small world. We know many people around here. So what I will try to do is, as my title says, see what I was not really concentrating on defense and society for quite some time. Even even probably the country was so engaged with politics, they did not worry about any defense. They are all want to only take care of political. Today, you switch on TV, you only hear Bihar, nothing else you will hear. Like that, it happens. So, but what I want to bring out, I think at least the government has sensed the importance of defense. Important defense. We are all comfortable sitting in our office, our place, and talking, seeing, sharing. 70 people at least are joining today because we are sure and secure and safe where we are. We know our family is secure, my properties are secure, your intellectual growth is secure, your, everything. So you are comfortable to look at few bigger things like leadership, technology, science, humanity. You can look at things because you are sure of your country's, your defense and your security. So my theme was, can I start the sharing the screen now, Partho? And yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I am happy to present in the Partha Ghosh Academy of Leadership. And whenever I talk leadership, I know only one guy, one person, that is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Because for me, he is my role model. He was my guru. He was my elder brother. He was my boss. He was my mentor, everything. So, and I have seen such leadership qualities with him, which I was there for 27 years with him continuously till he passed away. I admired every aspect of Dr. Kalam. And I think most of my learning is because of my interaction with Dr. Kalam and his guidance. Now, I am taking the example of Akash to explain how the strength of defense will become obvious. And what do you mean by defense? Defense means naturally, we all know it involves a lot of weapons and machines and systems. Now, how the weapons and machines and systems come from technology. So we see unless we have a strong technology, we cannot build a weapon and therefore we cannot do defense. And unless you have a strong defense, the world will just ignore us. So strength respects strength. You should show your strength, then people will respect you. Today, I am sure our Prime Minister is able to tell USA and all that we will do what is best for India. He can do because he is so confident that we can defend ourselves. Otherwise, he has to sort of, he has to be very cautious in talking to other countries in the world. So that strength comes from your inner strength of, I am strong in defense, I can defend my people, my army, my services, my weapons, technology is good enough. So that confidence comes, and you can see in all the interactions you have had with Chief of Army or Minister of Defense or Prime Minister or so NSA. You see the confidence they talk in every forum. So I am just showing the picture of a Akash missile system because I was there, the heading that program till Dr. Kalam moved to Delhi. When he moved to Delhi, he handed over other portfolios of his to me, where I was in charge of 10 missile systems. But till I was there from 1984, I was made the project director. Till 2007, I was handling the Akash and Akash program, Akash missile system. So I will tell, see the technology is what you can see the Akash missile deployed along the border, north and northwest border. And what user Army Air Force wanted is, you give me multiple target handling. That is, you should be able to, in case the adversary launches number of missiles or aircraft or helicopter, we should not start taking one by one. We should take them in bulk. 20 targets, 10 targets, 30 targets. That is a multiple target handling. So the number of radars may be very small, but number of missiles are kept all along the border from one end to another. Maybe we have hundreds of missiles kept along the border. So you can handle any number of targets. So you create actually a wall along the international border so that no flying object will cross the border, come to our territory, especially the north, west and northeast territories. And it should be automatic because there's no time. The time sometimes Army gave us actually 5 seconds. That is, after you detect a target flying and coming towards our border, within 5 seconds, defending missile should be launched. That is the time he gave, the Army gave. So it is a very, and it has to be automatic. Naturally, no human being can take decisions by looking at hundreds of targets, what target to take, at what time, what range, what altitude. You are has to be only done by automatic. So these automatized, and now Akash is automatic. And if you go to higher level, multiple air defense systems, what you heard Jetli talking, there is S-400, there is Aka, there is some shorter range missile. All are to be seen by a single complex C4A network, command, control, communication, computer network, which is just handling automatically. The fighters, warriors will have to only keep observing and take decision only in case they want to change or a halt. Otherwise, the system will just go on itself to take off at targets which have been declared as enemy targets. And it is this missile, as you are all aware, we developed supersonic, all the way supersonic. That is, again, the Air Force said, I don't want the missile speed to come down. It should be, we are giving Mach 2, let me Mach 2 till intercept. So we cannot do any solid propulsion for a till intercept. So we have to go for ramjet propulsion. So there's a new technology we developed. So ramjet propulsion, and there it is burning. The combustion is there till it intercepts the target and destroys the target. Now, as you are aware, now BrahMos has got a Mach 3 cruising. We are Mach 2. And we are also attempting the next technology where we go to Mach 6, Mach 7. So that is the speed with which our missiles will be flying continuously. And at that speed, no radar will be able to track and no defense against our missiles will be effective. That's the idea. Then, as you see in the picture, all the systems on the ground are all mobile, highly mobile. At the within a few seconds, you can be closed and you can start moving from place A to place B. And has been extensively tested in our Indian territories with summer, hot summer in deserts, monsoon, night operation, day operations, and dusty operations. We are tested and shown it to the Indian Army that is robust enough. Then cost competitive. Again, our R&D cost is, I say, it's about 1/10 of R&D done anywhere in the Europe or in the Russia or in USA. 1/10 the development cost, and the unit price also of the same order. It will be extremely affordable and also effectively affordable for the performance. It is really highly cost competitive. That is the reason we are having many countries asking us to supply these as export items. We are having already 2, 3 countries showing interest, and I think government of India has to decide how to take the next action. Okay. Now here I will bring some technologies which are really the cornerstones to make the weapon system. But I told you the top left is the propulsion technology, ramjet propulsion, where we take the air from outside and burn it so that it continuously firing at Mach 2. Then I showed the picture of a phased array radar where we had a lot of discussions with IIT Kharagpur, because in the radar technology, IIT Kharagpur, one of the leading institutions, academic institutions in the country, and IIT Delhi helped us in making the country elements, the phase shifter elements from IIT Delhi, Professor Bharati Bhatt, and we did a good work on the radar, and this is the first phased array radar. It's also called electronically steered beam. The radar beam, microwave beam, is not physically moved. The electronically using digital commands, it can move from direction A to direction B in both in azimuth and elevation within milliseconds. That is the technology we developed that is now has gone into multiple defending systems in the Indian Army, Air Force and Navy. All the radars today are phased array radars, which are all highly smart and intelligent radars. And we also introduced to the Indian defense what is a C4I, command, control, communication, and integration, intelligence. They are all so intelligent that if there are 100 targets in the air, it will find out how many are really coming towards us as a adversary target and what range, high speed, what direction, and then check, sending a command, what is the integrate IFF, that's interrogate whether a friend or a foe, and if no response comes, you declare it as enemy and go ahead with intercepting the target. This is how we have made C4A system validated. And also, when we did it, Air Force said we want to know how robust it is against adversaries' activities, are called electronic jamming, countermeasures, electronic countermeasures. So we have validated, tested it in the presence of the Army and the Air Force, shown them that all known jamming systems known to us and available in the world are not going to be making our system ineffective. So it can still work and continue to carry out its activities. So this is the technology I told you, C4I, propulsion, then radar, then comes structure. You can see many missile structure is relatively usually a question of certain materials, aluminum alloy, stainless steel, different types of steels, titanium, and of course composites. There are many composite materials in the missile. Fortunately, we have good strength in all the materials. Propulsion, we have facilities to make any type of propellant and any type of propulsion. Fortunately, missile system, we are 100% on our own as far as the propulsion is concerned. We have to come to same stage in the flying, aircraft flying. We are still depending on the jet engines to be obtained from Russia or France or USA. We somehow missed that bus of putting full stress on engines, just like we did for missiles, which were done for aircraft also. That was somewhere there is a missing gap. I think we are paying quite heavily. Now, we are seeing LCA waiting for engines from USA, and even the HTT, small training aircraft, we are waiting for engine. So this is not a good sign. And I think now the government of India has decided to make our own engine for our next generation twin engine and medium combat aircraft. So that we'll have our own engine, and I think that engine problem is solved. Of course, we have in this I have shown you the explosive. Warhead has an explosive that is the for all tactical missiles, we have a high proper explosives to be used, and not it is all not for strategic. We have to use nuclear weapon, nuclear warheads. Here it is a chemical warhead, which will destroy the single shot kill probability. That is, with one missile, the kill probability is more than 95%. That is, the missile is launched, the chances it will not miss is very, very 0.05% or below. That's how we have done the technology development. Now comes our partners. We are very proud of our partners in the country. The DRDO labs, in all the labs participated all over the country. Then the public sector, all public sectors have given their best of their inputs. And many times we have got the prototype itself made by the public sector. That is, we have not made even a single hardware of that. Suppose you say computer, on-board computer. Missile has an on-board computer, which is the brain of the missile. We didn't make any onboard computer. We directly went to industry, tell them you make a computer. Then we have to sit with them, explain what are the functionalities, what are the capabilities, and what are the internet connections it should handle, how it communicates, how it receives the signal, everything we have to explain. Then the computer was made directly. The first prototype was made by the industry. So such things we did with government public sectors, and sometimes we even go for private sector also. So the private sector also, I given a big list. You name the company, it is there with us. Today, our launchers and our radars are launchers coming from two major industries, L&T and Tata's. They make the launchers and give. Of course, they have subsidiary tier 2, tier 3 companies to give them components. The missile comes from Bharat Dynamics and the radar comes from Bharat Electronics. Again, they have not tier 2, tier 3 suppliers. And all academic institutions, I told you, as IIT Delhi, Kharagpur, Kanpur, and Hyderabad, IISc Bangalore, Jadavpur University, NAL, ISRO, you name the R&D organization, they have helped us in realizing. This is also a good sign that India is an integrated country. We pool together all our resources. The main man who was behind such integration is Dr. Kalam. He had a fantastic capability. How do you bring people of different capabilities come together to make a system work, whether Agni missile, BrahMos missile, Akash missile, whatever, or even the submarine launch, we got the input from all over the country. And his leadership, his qualities of leadership, he really, I have been telling the many management institutions, you find out the parameters which define a good technology leader. Like I take Dr. Kalam as the role model and derive from his activities what are the parameters you can list it. Can you quantify the parameters? Can you for example, suppose the Prime Minister of India says, you give me 20 top leaders for my 20 programs in the country. How do you locate them? Not by knowing, by quantification and numbering system, and also trying to add value to his contributions, his capabilities, his knowledge, his experience. So we are trying to get how do you arrive at a leader by not by knowing him, but by have a metric system to know him which more accurately. This is what is required. Now, this is the radar I told you, which is a phase array radar. As the picture shows, 3,500 phase shifters embedded inside to give you the beam steering capability. And one device, that so small device, which is about 15-20 millimeters, is what IIT Delhi developed. And I still remember the day when Dr. Kalam myself went to IIT Delhi, met Professor Bharati Bhatt. We had the first batch of 100 phase shifters developed by IIT Delhi manufactured by industry, and the director IIT handed over the 100 phase shift to Dr. Kalam. Kalam, this is the gift from IIT. You take it. So this shows that the academic institution can not only deliver papers, it can deliver products. Product which can directly be fitted in a missile system and then use it in the war. This is the confidence we got from that IIT Delhi's activity. Same, we have many items come from many academic institutions. This is one example I thought I will briefly tell you. We have similar products from IISc Bangalore, from Hyderabad Central University, from IIT Kharagpur, Jadavpur University. Many products have been integrated. Now, the launcher, I told you, there are 3 missiles kept at the launcher, and inside the launcher there is a computer. That computer is in touch with the computer of the radar, and the radar computer is in touch with the computer of the missile. So this is a real time network. The missile computer, radar computer, the launcher computer, and the top level Air Force C4A system, air defense system. It has its own cloud. So all are directly in touch, real-time activities going on. So we are able to, what Jaitley was telling, India has shown a fantastic network of air defense to real life, real world, real battle to the world. So this is a great achievement as a country. We can talk about it. And we also see, because they are all mobile, they carry their own power. They don't require any power from anywhere. And they're all very smart, and they're all robust. They cannot be jammed. The communication is jam-proof, hardened. The radars they cannot be jammed, and we are tested against all types of jamming in the field. And then only hand over to the Army and Air Force. In fact, Army and Air Force took 3 years to say I do. That is, we told them the missile is ready in 10 years. That is 1984 to 1994. The missiles were ready, radar was ready. But then Army and Air Force insisted that you give me the radar and the missile from the industry, produced by industry, not by DRDO, assembled by DRDO. So we took another 2 years to get it fabricated, tested by BDL, Bell, L&T, Tata. Then gave it to the Army. Now they are happy. Now you test me, I will come for the flight test. So they came for the flight test. The flight test protocol is designed by Army and the Air Force. They want to get it tested in a particular way. The type of target, we have to give a simulated target, and that is a flying aircraft which will simulate what the Army and the Air Force wants. The height, the speed, the range, the radio radar cross section, and surprise element, all will be shown, including maneuvers. Then only we should catch them and then launch and show that irrespective of the tactics of the enemy or the simulated target, we can intercept. This is what we demonstrated. This is how the missile looks, our Akash missile. And the red caps you see are the air intakes, which are kept closed during its activities, except when it's opened only when the missile is started flying. So there's a mechanism designed for that. And we have done number of aerospace mechanisms. Inside the missile, there are so many aerospace mechanisms, because many of you may be aware that any missile, any rocket is a single shot device. It cannot be taken back and reused, not like aircraft or a car or a cruise missile. Even cruise missile are single shot. That is only one. Any of the subsystem, any component will act only once, and once it acted, it no more is active. So this has got inside the missile. There is a dozen single shot devices called aerospace mechanisms which work inside. Then only it will carry out its activities successfully. And that's why we call it on-board mission events. That a lot of events will take place because inside the missile there are so many mechanisms to make it work at the most appropriate time, and also by by a command given by the onboard computer, which is all the time watching where is the enemy target, how far it is there, how high it is there, what is the speed, what is the maneuvering, how many Gs it is maneuvering, in what direction is going, and then accordingly and appropriately, missile is sent commands to counter the enemy target's activities. Now the integration, this is a big thing we have demonstrated as a country, and this is where we had 1,000 scientists working for Akash, 1,000 all over the country, and we have to integrate their knowledge, their ideas, their equation, their algorithm, their hardware, electrical, mechanical, and data. All should be integrated. So when you say we are integrating the missile system with the ground system, there is a mechanical integration, there is electrical integration, there is a micro integration, there is a data integration. All should take place, then only functions as a integrated system of systems. So we have given missile as so many systems. I have given a big list. Then the radar, ground radar and launcher as so many systems. We integrate and verify, and then we have two agencies, very important agencies. One is called Missile System Quality Assurance Agency. Their job is to make sure that every component made by the industry is as per the quality standards defined by DRDO. So it is their job. They have to be there in the field, go to the factory and see that quality assurance directions and procedures and protocols are followed. Then comes inspection agency. Once the quality assurance is cleared, every item made should be tested and cleared and certified. It is working already. The computer is fine, the radar is fine, the gyroscope is good, the propulsion is all right. There is certification. So there is another agency called testing agency, which is more than quality assurance agency. Sometimes the production agency itself will have a independent testing and acceptance testing agency. Sometimes a third party also will be hired. So that's how we ensure that so far we got a feedback from the Army and the Air Force. There was no dead missile. There was no wrong firing or misfiring. All the missiles fired both for Akash and BrahMos have worked 100%. This is a good thing because we have established a good quality assurance and quality control mechanisms. And the trials I told you we conducted, we share some pictures. We have to do transportation by rail. What they want, 1,000 kilometers, it should go on the rail. You get down, travel 100 kilometers, immediately within seconds be ready to fire. This is what they want, and over 50 degrees centigrade and high temperature sand dunes in Rajasthan, which should work and show. Of course, we have done day and night firings, and also during monsoon. So even the rain should not affect our activities. During night times and monsoon, we are tested and shown it can work flawlessly. And this is how we got the confidence. And that's how now we are trying to get the export orders because of this confidence. Flight tests, I told you we have done 70 flights we have done before declared it is operational. Out of 70, first 30 we had number of failures, 30 failures. We have withstood failures 30 times. Then we had followed by 40 successful flights. 70 was there. By the time his Army Air Force said, now we are happy, we can take it. And all the time we have, I have to admire my team, which after putting in so much effort, they can withstand a failure. They can withstand a failure, come back to the lab and continue to work. This is an amazing team I had, and I'm very grateful to my all 1,000 scientists and technicians who have worked. And I have written there a UAV, unmanned air vehicle, is the target that we have used for testing the missile and its efficiency and efficacy we have tested. So See, the production, see, this is one very nice thing happened for the country when we identified the production agencies, first the laboratories, then the academic, then industry. Industry, there are two types, private and public. And in the last 30 years of our career, we have made so many industries to be able to design themselves, fabricate, make a prototype, test it, certify, hand over. This technology, this strength, according to our database, there are 400 industries listed in the country, out of which leaving the government agencies, 300 private industries, government 100. 300 private industries today, they have the capability to design from the requirements explained by the user, design, make a prototype, select the correct raw materials, correct fabrication, correct machining, correct manufacturing methodology, make a prototype, show it to the user, whoever it is, maybe Indian, the user may be Israeli army, it may be Navy from Middle East, it may be American radar, whoever it is. Our industries are right now receiving orders from all over the global orders they are getting, and they're exporting with flying colors. Wherever I go, wherever I visit a company, they tell me, sir, I am exporting to so many countries. And my profits are high because I'm able to export to many countries. And those countries are coming to India because even with my profit, my component, my subsystem, my unit is much cheaper than what they would have got in their country. Because of our cost structure is lower in India and our hard-working capability is giving them a cost competitiveness which is globally very, very attractive. That's how we are able to export to a number of countries. And then and the business, one more thing is very interesting and important to know, all of you, that these missiles, when they go to any country, not only India, maybe Armenia or Brazil or any other country, the life is 30 years minimum. That is, for 30 years, the missiles will be in their hands. The life is 30 years. So, over 30 years, we have to continuously, periodically give training for the new recruits in those countries, number one. Number two is we have to upgrade the software every 5 years because the components may require change. The user may have some feedback, have to upgrade the software. And sometimes the chips may go out of, we cannot, you can get any more chips after the life. So we have to change the hardware. So we have to keep upgrading maybe every few years, the hardware, software, and the training so that the missiles will be up to date for 30 years. So that means the business is assured for these industries, these 400 industries, the business is assured for 30 years. This is a big thing for the country. It will add value in wealth generation, also in employment generation. So we are directly helping India to acquire the two special advantages of doing the defense, wealth generation and employment generation. One more thing which is a very special advantage to India is see, we have to compete with China whenever you want to make a mass production. Like you see the TVs, you see the computers, you see the laptops, you see the batteries, wherever you see mobiles, you see. Mostly we have to compete with China because in mass production, China has got the superiority in cost. For the same performance, their cost is very low because of mass production. Now you take the defense items, the issue of mass production does not come. They will be in the hundreds or maximum thousands. For this, we are ourselves competent enough to give it the cost we can control, and we don't have to worry about comparing or comparing or competing with China or anybody like that. So this is a high-tech, small, high-value, high-tech, small volume. This is a very special characteristic and which the missile system come. See radar, for example, radar will be in hundreds, missiles may be in thousands, launchers may be in hundreds. So you will get this high, but value is very high. High value, small volume, high tech. These is characteristics of the defense system for which India is perfectly made. We are perfect in competing in the whole world in these three, with these three parameters. We are able to get business. So this we have to make our core strength and continue to compete in the defense domain in the world with our partners within the country, and sometimes we have partners outside also. I will tell you about our partnership with Russia and Israel. I will tell you after before I close. Now, production methodology, I tell you, vendors identified, critical quality assurance, quality control established, transfer of technology to industry. See, we would have given tons of material to industries to see that they are produced, tested, and hand over. In tons, we are given the documentation so that they should not make any mistake. And then, of course, with the beginning, we used to monitor their progress, but now the BDL, the Bell and Tata, themselves are able to monitor and also ensure quality control and quality assurance. And our role has now become, we will advise only when if user wants something changed, then only they call us. I want a change in the software, hardware in the future. Then only we can do it. Now, of course, the success is this is a success we talk, but it is also a success for other missile systems. Critical technologies acquired, integrated into a system of systems, and now the number is nearly 50,000 crores. In this slide, it is showing 28,000 crores, but now today's number is 50,000 crores for Akash alone. Then, of course, 95% are made in India. There is nothing imported except some chips, some semiconductor devices. All are made, all hardware, all materials, all mechanisms, all modules are made in India. Success achieved, we have, as I told you, I have generated wealth, employment, and experience. User confidence and user is very happy. And not only our Indian users from other countries. And the industries have now understood what is aerospace quality, and they can deliver the items for the entire world to aerospace quality. And it's the only system which can be compared with Akash in the world is a Patriot system made in the USA. And our system is lighter in weight, same performance, much lower in cost, and has more features than the Patriot and much cheaper. Even the capital cost is low and the unit price also much lower. Now, the commitment of the teams, I told you, I congratulated all 1,000 scientists and their family members when we heard from the TV that there was such a big success. And the industries also, we have congratulated each industry. They are all happy to share their happiness that their bonus is depending on our orders. So each industry says, I am able to give bonus to my employees because of your orders. So I'm very happy to hear that such a nice statement by the industries. And discipline to be followed by industries. You want to be competitive in the whole world, you have to follow. And the response. See, for example, whenever Army and Air Force ordered on BDL, we were surprised to see that they were always ahead of the schedule. Whatever Army or Air Force wanted, they were ahead to deliver and say that we are ready to hand over to you. This is a good sign that maturity of our industries have been shown very effectively. And of course, they are very proactive now to do For example, Bharat Dynamics and Bharat Electronics are able to improve the product's quality and finish on themselves. But functionality they may not change, but the quality and get up and the robustness they are able to improve. And the leadership we are sharing completely. So Akash, now I will also talk about BrahMos in a few minutes. The indigenous system, 100% Indian, and interception shown at all capabilities and demonstrated. Technologies successfully transferred to Indian industries. We DRDO is only in the background now, and wealth employment generation I have shown. Make in India policy of the country has been successfully executed and exported to number of friendly countries with which government of India is satisfied. It is the first in a system made in the country, indigenous surface to air missile system. Both the Army and the Air Force we are given. In the tactical, this is the first system made in 100% made in India. This is how the Republic Day parade. We thought, we will be satisfied only with watching the Republic Day parade. So we thought we only see in the Republic Day parade, but we are happy that we are able to see in the real war scenario. So this is how we say. Now we no more satisfied with the Republic Day parade. We are beyond Republic Day parade. This is how it used to look in the Republic Day parade. Now I will show you two videos about Akash. Just to show two typical videos I will show. The explosion, this is the explosion of the warhead in the air. That means the aircraft, the target has been destroyed. So I'll show you. When the warhead explodes, and when the target is nearby, you see the cloud of fire. Yeah, and then the debris is falling down. This is what is the demonstration. Okay, this is another video.
सामने रखी है दुनिया के, जहां पर आकाश मिसाइल डिफेंस सिस्टम की पावर और उसकी टारगेट एंगेजमेंट की एबिलिटी दिखाई गई है। यहाँ पे आप देख पाओगे इस वीडियो में कि आकाश किस तरीके से टारगेट को ढूंढता है और डिस्ट्रॉय करता है। और पॉसिबिलिटी काफी हाई है कि वियतनाम या फिर फिलीपींस बहुत ही जल्द भारत से आकाश एयर डिफेंस सिस्टम परचेज भी कर सकते हैं।
Now I will briefly talk about the BrahMos missile. And then I'll show you a video of the BrahMos launch. See, the Akash was 100% Indian. And when we went to Russia, one visit of there, I was there with Dr. Abdul Kalam. Both of us were visiting a Russian company for certain inputs we require for somewhat different missile systems. Then they said, can you help us to make a supersonic cruise missile? I said, what do you mean by that? He said, we have designed a supersonic cruise missile, but we are not able to go ahead with testing because we do not have the money, and therefore we want a support from Government of India, funding support we require. So then we said, okay, you should tell us about your readiness. They told they have made propulsion ready, nothing more than that. So we said then we'll work. Then the government of India and government of Russia entered into a joint venture agreement wherein government of India had 50.5% of shares equity and 49.5 by government of Russia. Then we work together. Then we have to work with the Russian engineers. They used to come to India and not only for assembling, testing, but they also have to test it in Balasore, our launch facility. They used to come and stay for 1 month for launching the missiles. We used to go to Russia to see their ground, how they are testing there, how they are giving the quality. So the two teams continuously, for 3 years, continuously interacted in both the countries. Our fourth year, we are ready for demonstrating to the user. So if we were able to make a missile system within 5 years, normally you would have taken 15 years. So that was the shortcut we got by working with Russia as a government-to-government undertaking. And we had interaction with Israel for a naval version of surface to air. As you know, Akash is the Army Air Force version. For naval version, we were not ready. Then in Israel was ready, so we worked along with Israel for a naval version, where the whole thing is kept in a ship. Here it is all on the ground. And we had that two major joint venture agreements, one with Israel, one with Russia. So for Russia, we are in the recent war, we showed in the Russia how the BrahMos missile was so effective. Because the advantage of BrahMos missile is not only it can be launched from a ship, it can launch from a moving vehicle, it can be launched from a aircraft. So we have made Sukhoi that aircraft to carry the BrahMos missile under its belly. So the missile can fly 100, 200, 300 kilometers towards the enemy, then launch a missile. From there, the missile will go another 300 kilometers. So if you want to hit a target at 600 kilometers, we can hit it by launching BrahMos. That's exactly what we did. We had 7 launches at 7 different stations to destroy. So BrahMos became the destructing weapon from our side, and Akash was the defending weapon from our side. We don't allow enemy aircraft to enter our territory, whereas our missile can go and hit their target, because the missile is, nobody can overcome the missile speed and intercept the missile. So missile cannot be intercepted, but their aircraft, their helicopters, their missiles we are able to intercept. This is what we demonstrated. I will show you a video of BrahMos. This is one sample video, just to see that you will get an idea how BrahMos fires are most quite different. Yeah. Okay, so I thought I will ready for any clarification, question, answer. Yeah.
Sir, there are some questions.
Yes, sir, please.
One is, any possibility in the near future to make naval version of Akash?
See, naval is not required because we already made the missile for naval version, which has got 30 to more than 30-40 kilometers and already tested in the Navy. So that is already there. So here we have got there is a slightly different missile. We got a ramjet propulsion here. There is not having ramjet. It is having solid propulsion. But it has also got all the features what Navy wanted. Navy wanted some special features for the missile. So it was customized. There, they again, DRDL was the prime agency from Hyderabad to work on the naval version. And Navy people gave, the Israeli Navy people came to work with us. We went to Israel. We had a number of interactions, just like we had with Russia. We got into a MOU with Israel. There was no equity. Like with respect to BrahMos, we had equity. Here, there is no equity. But we had a MOU signed and then worked. So for the Indian Navy, already I think 3 ships are identified. They may have more ships, the naval version.
Sir, there is one question, though a very different type of question from Pradeep Pine. He says, it looks like our defense research has come a long way. Though there are some naysayers, they still label DRDO as defenseless research and dead organization. How do you respond to this, sir?
No, these are, see, I am saying DRDO before Kalam, DRDO after Kalam. See, I agree with his comment. DRDO before Kalam was having his leader was missing, direction was missing, and the integration. See, the biggest thing of that Kalam is integrating the industry, the academy, the even space department, and both private industry. See, earlier people used to say, no, don't go to private because it's all secret. That Kalam removed it. What is secret in a aluminium? You want to make an aluminium casing. What is the secret in it? You make a casing and give. You want to make a propellant, mix. You give a propellant mix. We will make the propellant grain. So what is secret? He has decoded. So the software is you should not give to anybody. I agree. But hardware, you know what to give, what not to give. So nothing. Whole world. Every missile is done by private industry. It is not done by government. So we also have matured. And as you are aware, now the Ministry of Defense wants to give directly the many, for example, already they have given the transport aircraft for private. They are given the helicopter for private. They will give some missiles also for private. If they find right now, they are discussing the AMCA, that is the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft. They are already discussing with 7 industry partnerships. 7 are competing. You don't know who will get the order by Government of India. HAL is one of them now. After 7, HAL is only one agency. So 6 are totally private. So India may see a totally new era where private is going to be the ruling, and they will do development, they will do research, they will do prototyping, they will deliver in time. And this also, as many would have noticed, even the space department also, government is giving more and more importance to private industries to get into space. They make satellite, they make launch vehicles. There are already more than 100 companies working in India for space, and more than 100 working for defense. Private industries. So things that India is changing.
Sir, you very rightly said that deficit of leadership was there in DRDO also. And when Professor Dr. Abdul Kalam came, he just changed. And you very rightly used explained it very nicely. DRDO before Abdul Kalam and DRDO after Abdul Kalam. A great difference. I think at the national level also it's exactly the same thing, that how leadership can change the whole scenario. Today, in our Prime Minister, we see a leader who is respected all over the world. So India before Modi and India after Modi.
I hope it won't happen.
Yes, sir. And in Uttar Pradesh, which was called a Bimaru state.
Bimaru,
today,
yes.
so many things, it's either number 1 or number 2. Again, for UP also we can say before Yogi and after Yogi. So it proves what Partha Ghosh Academy of Leadership is trying to do, that remove that leadership deficit from various organizations and just see how those organizations, they start doing extremely well, whether it is academics, whether it is private industry, whether it is PSUs, whether it is the governance. Everywhere there is a deficit of leadership. So I think you have proved once again, sir, that leadership is very, very important in every organization. So we have a question, sir, from Professor R.V. Raja Kumar. R.V. Raja, please ask yourself, unmute yourself and ask, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so a very illuminating talk, Prahlada ji. Thank you. I just have one question.
Yeah.
When you fire multiple Akash missiles to engage onto multiple targets,
Yeah.
how is the initial aiming done, and how is the mid-course and final course guidance done?
There is no
To do it
aiming, not
anonymous.
like a, I'll tell you, it's not like a aiming gun and all. Suppose I will give you a scenario. You are in the border with all the launchers ready. Ready means they are all powered and ready, and the control center is ready, everything is ready. No, the radar, because it is on, it is 24 hours watching the sky. Suppose there are 10 targets trying to come towards India, 10 targets, assume. Then the radar will sense at a different altitude, different directions in azimuth and elevation and speed, it will sense. Moment it senses, the C4S system, that is the command control system, gets activated. It will just send a signal to each the 10 aircraft. Please respond. It comes in milliseconds. Any aircraft which does not respond is identified as an enemy. If it responds, we don't take it as enemy. If it responds, no enemy, is a friend. He is responding to me. Now, aircraft which doesn't respond is treated as enemy. Once the enemy is treated, then the C4S system will pair. It will do the pairing of which missile is the most appropriate to take on that target, because it depends on the azimuth, the elevation, the speed, where it is coming, what it is carrying. Is a fighter, is a bomber. Depending on that, the missile will be paired with a matched pair. Once it's paired, within 5 seconds, missile will take off. Within 5 seconds, it will take off. The commander in charge can only stop it. If he doesn't stop, it will take off on its own. It will take off. So there will be 10 missiles taking off towards 10 targets, depending on where is the target and most appropriate time it will be. This is how it will take place. So there is no human intervention, there is no aiming, re-aiming, nothing is there.
Correct. Once the 10 positions are known and 10 missiles are launched, positions are known, no doubt. But the mid-course guidance and terminal guidance...
No, there is no mid-course guidance.
Oh.
No, there is no... See, the radar is there, it is seeing all the 10 targets, correct? Radar is tracking, not seeing. The radar, that's why I said phaser radar. It is tracking 10 targets simultaneously. So it will send 10 missiles simultaneously towards 10 targets. Each missile will receive the command, correction, course correct commands. Each missile will receive from the radar. Then missile will maneuver and go toward the target. It is happening like a orchestra.
Yeah, no terminal guidance for these missiles?
No. See,
Self-guidance.
This missile, our Akash missile, is so accurate that the single shot kill probability is so high. It is more than 95%, and we have demonstrated no terminal guidance required for this type of targets. But there are some certain targets for which they require terminal guidance, which Army and Air Force have requested, for which we have made what is known as Akash Prime. The new next generation missile is called Akash Prime. That I don't want to discuss the tactics because it is not appropriate, but they are designed for such very special cases where you require a Akash Prime, and which is superior to Akash normal. So there is a three, we have now Akash 1, Akash Prime, both are being deployed, and Army and Air Force already are in the process or ordered Akash Prime also.
Thank you, sir.
We see the new art where
Sir,
a barrage
we'll
of
go to the
drones.
other question, sir. Raja Kumar, sir.
Okay,
Thank you,
last
sir.
just barrage of
Praveen
drones,
Purohit.
like, okay.
Praveer
One more
Purohit,
thing
please
I
ask question.
Yes, sir.
ask
Uh,
Purohit.
yeah, so my question is that considering that this missile is actually being produced by BDL
Yeah.
with a lot of association from the academia as well as industry,
So
the
BDL has
requirement.
no academia. Sorry, BDL will work only with industries. Academia is for DRDO.
Acha. So when if it is a long drawn conflict that the nation is facing, as well as considering that we are getting a lot of export inquiries, do you think that the production of the missile should also be outsourced to the private sector so that the production capability enhances, and in case of a crunch or in case of a situation where we have to mass produce them because of a long drawn conflict, we will be in a better position to do so? Your comments, please.
Yeah, that's what is happening now. The rate of production of Akash missile, if it is exceeds the user demand, they have to go to their subsidiary companies to produce. And see, there are two levels of production. One is assembly and delivery. That is missile is assembled, delivered. One. Second is making subsystems, components, modules. Now they're all being done by multiple industries. For example, computer. There are 2, 3 companies making computers. So you can make the computers at whatever rate you want. You can make computers. You want 100 per month, they can make. You want 10 per month, they can make, because there are a number of. The integration and delivery is by BDL. If BDL thinks they want one more line of production, they already established second line of production already. There are already number of production line they established in Hyderabad in different locations, and they can enhance the rate of production depending on the market. If they think BDL cannot, even the market is so high, then they will go to private companies. Already I told you there are so many in the queue. There is L&T, there is Adani, there is Tatas who are ready to assemble and give. Even Bell, Bharat Electronics also can assemble the missile. They are also having capability. So there is no depth of industries within the country to increase the production rate. And when compared to aircraft production rate, these are much easier to meet the numbers required. See, aircraft, they are talking smaller numbers, 24 per year, 10. Here we talk of hundreds per year. So there is no difficulty. I think if the order is round the corner and the rate of production required, I'm sure BDL will enter into MOU with subsidiary industries, and then work out. So even BrahMos, as you are aware, there are multiple production centers. And there's not one, there is number of production centers for subsystems also, for system also. BDL also will have multiple production center for subsystems also and systems also. Both will be done. India is a big country. I think we can handle.
Roger, sir.
Sir,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Vinod Rasiji wants to know, do these work in coordination with Astra too?
No, Astra is a air-to-air missile. Correct? Now, there is the Indian Air Force has established air defense where they will decide what targets will be handled by Astra, what targets will be handled by Akash or S-400, whatever it is. So that is a top level decision taken by Air Force. And they decide which target to be taken by Akash, which goes to S-400, which goes to Astra. They decide. The individuals will accordingly follow.
Atul Bengariji wants to know what is the speed of BrahMos missiles, sir.
Mach 3. It is called Mach 3. It is supersonic cruising at Mach 3. We are at Mach 2. Akash is Mach 2.
And Bharat Narangji has suggested that 3D printing should be used for production of components, and all the stakeholders
Yeah.
should have
See,
knowledge
this
management.
the industry will decide. I don't have to worry about it. The industry will know if it wants a higher number to be made, it will go to multiple methods of production. See, where the production will be, that 3D printing will be important is, suppose you already delivered missiles to a, and you want some certain parts to be remade, certain parts, number, due to time or due to any other issue, then those smaller numbers you can do 3D printing. You don't have to worry mass production. Where there is a smaller numbers to be given as spares or replacements, 3D printing will score much better than mass production.
Great. Last question by Brijendra. He raised his hand. Brijendra, please ask.
Jai Hind, Prahlada Rama Rao ji.
Jai
My
Hind.
child is saving the country from enemy's missiles. This is the headline we heard from you when Operation Sindoor was going on. So I would
My
request
baby,
to
I told
express.
my baby. I said my baby. I saw my baby.
Yeah, so I just want to understand your feelings, and the question is, how our Akash missile system is better or complementing S-400, and in comparison to Israel's Iron Dome? Thank you, sir.
See, S-400 Akash as complementing each other, because S-400 takes higher range, we take smaller range. We are having a shorter reaction, they have longer reaction, and their cost is maybe 10 times. For a short range, like a short range missile, my cost is X, their cost is 10X. So you have to see how do you handle shorter range target, you go for a lower cost missile. Longer range targets, you go for a higher cost missile. That is what the Air Force will decide and accordingly allocate the targets. And this is the happy. Everywhere is the same thing. When you want to use a gun, an artillery shell, you should not use a missile. An artillery shell can do, you do because much cheaper when compared to a missile or a rocket. So everywhere people have to value, and then because these are quite expensive games, war is not a low cost game, it's a high cost game. So you have to be sensitive. I am sure Air Force the highest level also integrated. There is a CISC integrated command. There is an integrated command. They will be capable of doing it. They will do it. And we have to ensure that we as an individual, as a product developer, will make the most cost effective and high performance effective missile systems which can be affordable, sustainable by the country.
And
Thank
sir,
you,
your
sir.
emotion during Operation Sindoor, sir, your emotion, how were you feeling, sir? The last one. Thank you.
Yeah, no, what happened? I was watching the TV. It was not, no, we know that war is going on. We don't know whether Akash is deployed, Akash will be fired. We don't know. We don't get any feedback from army because they're highly classified, number one. Number two, they are not interacting with any public. They are only within these three services. So nothing was open. So then suddenly we saw the CNS 18 and also Republic Akash missile protected the nation and flawless performance like that we saw. I was not able to believe. I was watching the TV. I told my wife, you come and watch the TV. She was asking me what is happening. I am not able to use my words because I was almost choked. I am not. I just say, you see, but she was not understanding what the hell I am trying to tell. So it is a very, very sad, emotional feeling I had. I could not talk for some time. And the only thing I remembered was I remembered Dr. Kalam. I wish he was alive, living that time. He would have, it would have made a world of difference for me if Dr. Kalam was alive, because he is the one who made me succeed. He was telling Prahlad, you don't worry who says what. You will succeed, I will be with you. So he was because my missile, see, this missile like Agni, missile like Prithvi, they're all 5-year schedule. Mine was 12-year schedule. Because it's the highest level of technical challenges with the new radar, new propulsion. It was given 12 years time by the government. And he said, you are the youngest project director, you will achieve it. I am making sure that you will achieve it. So I was given like that support, and we succeeded in 12 years. We gave, and I missed Kalam when I saw the TV. That's all I can say.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we had the greatest scientist today on our lecture, and this was the first of its kind from the defense technology, which has proved today our air defense system is the best in the world. Let me tell you, when we integrate S-400 with Barak, with Akash, and many others, we are the best. That's why not in a single attack from Pakistan was successful during Operation Sindoor. Please switch on your mics and give a standing ovation to
1 minute, just 1 second, Jetli. I want to give a task to Partha Ghosh Academy.
Yes, sir, please.
See, you would have seen, I made an announcement on one of the TV interviews that what is required by country. I said country requires 10 columns. For taking 10 different tasks, India, every task you give 1 column. So I said, that is figuratively, you need 10 leaders. You are working with leaders, technology leaders. Partha Ghosh Academy is working at leaders. Please identify 10 leaders who can be 10 columns, who can go to Government of India and tell Prime Minister, the 10 people are there. You give them 10 tasks, 1 agriculture, 1 railways, 1 for aircraft, 1 for missile, 1 for submarine. You give 10 tasks, they will give you the 10 results. Your job, I will request Partha Ghosh Academy to put your best effort to identify 10 technology leaders who are smart, who are demonstrated their performance, delivered to country, and who are committed to the country, and also who are aligned with the ethics of the country and the nationalistic feeling. They should be having the nationalist feeling. You identify those characteristics and identify Partha Ghosh, you give, and I think you should submit to the Government of India. This is our assessment. Please look at this for your major task. I think that will be one. If Partha Ghosh can give, I shall be grateful. My talk will be really worth it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prahladji. We look forward to actually hosting you again in the near future, maybe in person in our campus, because we do have regular leadership programs that we organize in our institute. And we invite distinguished personnel like you. So hope to see you in our institute sometime soon, Prahladji.
Sure.
So thank you so much for your insightful talk. Very interesting and very enlightening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. And there are so
Thank
many
you.
thanks to you, sir, in the chat box. And so many people have given so many remarks, thanking DRDO, thanking all the organizations. Wonderful lecture, blah, 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 so many of them, sir. So with that, sir, once again, thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jai Hind.
Thank you.
Jai Hind, sir.